welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Pauper at the request of Patreon subscriber Sean, and this is Mono Red Tron. A couple times now on the channel I've played Blue Tron from a different Patreon subscriber, and that's coming up again after MH3 comes out. We're waiting for updates on that one. But I found that Blue Tron was extremely powerful and had a really cool endgame, but sometimes you just die. And the second time I played Blue Tron, it had a light red splash for cards like Fiery Cannonade to take that early pressure off. And after playing that league, I was like, well, if we're red anyway, why don't we just have some giant fireball in the deck or something? And then Sean messaged me and was like, hey, I got that already. And instead of mono blue and maybe we could splash some removal, we're mono red. We got lots of removal and maybe we could splash a win con. I think this deck is super cool. Just 4 Lightning Bolt, 4 Volcanic Spite, a card that I had never seen before. 3 damage to target creature, planeswalker, or battle, and then you can put a card from your hand at the bottom of your library. If you draw a card, just removal with card selection. 4 main deck Fiery Cannonades. They're from different sets, so they're in 2 different piles, tilting, but it'll be fine. Fiery Cannonade also, bonus text, deals 2 to each non-pirate. Boom, that's a pirate. Boom, that's a pirate. Even using the flavor text here, meaningfully, because we have an X2, a 4 of X2 in the deck that is a pirate. And Boarding Party. Extremely powerful card to ramp into in the Pauper format. Just 6/3 haste, already a beater, and then it cascades into something else. It could even hit Self-Assembler, then you start tutoring Self-Assemblers out of your deck. Commodore, get the Monarch, Filigree Familiar, you see what it can get. Oliphant, color fixing, and a real game-ending threat later. And of course, kind of the reason for the season here, Rolling Thunder. This used to be an insanely busted Pauper finisher. It's kind of fallen off just when interaction has gotten better. But Rolling Thunder, an unbelievable Magic card to exist. Red X, deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of targets. Just everything you want in life. This was a common in Tempest. You could just draft multiple of these in a limited deck. Messed up stuff, but here we are playing 3 of them. And there's one thing about this deck. There's an elephant in the room, and I don't mean Oliphant. There are only 3 copies of Power Plant and Mine in this list. There's 4 towers and then 3 of the others. Sean has assured me this has worked out fine, and I'm going to trust him because the early interaction is red anyway, and you can't play that off of Tron. Like, you could have 10 mana on turn 4, and if it's all colorless, it doesn't matter. So you are kind of incentivized to go for red early anyway, just to cast your interactive spells and make the game take longer. And if you're doing that, then we're not racing to Tron. And if we're not racing to Tron, we could mitigate the Tron colorless land flood out later in the game by just playing fewer of them. This is either completely indefensible and terrible, and Sean has just been playing with one hand tied behind his back, or he's a genius and figured out something that no Tron player in history has done. I'm going to let it ride, though, because this is the deck that was sent. And I think it's cool to experiment with those sort of things. Some things are rules for a reason, and some things are rules because no one's challenged them. Let's figure out which one this is. This is Mono Red Tron. Let's get in it. I'm on the draw in round 1. I have red mana and interaction. I only have 1 Tron land and no real prospects of another one yet. But this deck is constructed in a way where hopefully that matters less than it normally would. I can still Candy Trail here. I don't need double red on next turn. Spite and Bolt. We're playing against Gates. Definitely don't want this Lightning Bolt. I think I do actually want the Spite because I don't need both of these Rolling Thunders this early. And getting some selection while I play my cards is nice. This is a control deck, but it also has creatures in it. Like that one. It's probably going to tutor 2 Hawks so they don't have to go to discard. All 3. Alright, they want to discard a card. Cool. You can stop if you don't want to discard. Alright, yeah, they dumped a removal spell. Here comes this Hawk. I'm just going to spite it. I kept this card so I could cast it. I don't think they would spend a counterspell on this, but if they did, it's fine. Alright, get rid of Rolling Thunder. And I drew Self-Assembler. Maybe it was better to just pop Candy Trail there, and that was not how I wanted. That was not my best spend of 2 mana. Good chance that that's true. They played the Modern Age, looted away a Preordain, holding onto all those Squadron Hawks. Okay, gain 3 life, draw a card. I'll do that. Filigree Familiar. Okay, I haven't hit a land at all. Seen quite a few cards since this game started. Oh, there's only 18 lands in this deck. That might be too low for a Tron deck. Mistakes may have been made. When this dies, draw a card as lifelink. Never seen that card in play before. It's pretty good with Basilisk Gate, though. Oy, oy, oy. Maybe I should have bottomed the Spite earlier and just used Candy Trail. I think I may have thought there were more lands in here than there are. Okay, I'm at 25 life. Missing land drops. And the Vector Glider is now a creature. Didn't want to gain 1 life. That's a lot of lightning bolts. Way too many, in fact. Alright, I'll just pass to their turn. They can counter a lightning bolt with prismatic strands. They do have a white creature. Orient Field, gross. And I'm going to bolt the glider. I'll probably just bolt it again if they prismatic strands. Okay, just died. I'll take that too. Hey, okay. It's time to become the Monarch. Land number 4 has shown up. Kind of wish I had bolted this medic in the end step, but it's fine. I have 2 blockers. They'd have to kill 2 things here to take the Monarch. Rainstorm. Okay, this is going to put back a Hawk or 2, probably 2 Hawks, and then use Hawk to shuffle. Brainstorm plus Squadron Hawk is beautiful. There's a Hawk. And they did tutor up 2 Hawks, 9 cards in hand. They can make this Outlaw Medic enormous, but if I block with my Wagtusk, I get to draw a card. Modern Age, okay. They're still just looting and doing stuff. Discarded Sacred Cat. Well, I keep drawing self-assemblers. That sucks. I suppose I will go to my Monarch draw here. I could Rolling Thunder and just deal 1 to Squadron Hawk. I hate this, but I think it's right. They could Prismatic Strands to save this, but Prismatic Strands is going to get Rolling Thunder eventually anyway. Alright, they are stranding here. I'm going to bolt again in response. I just want to make sure that this flying creature doesn't take the Monarch. Oh no, Counterspell. Yep, that card's really good. Okay, I'm losing the Monarch, but hopefully I'll be able to challenge and take it back. Yeah, the land count, I should have paid more attention to that. The deck might be constructed correctly. I just didn't respect it with my mulligan decision. Or my first initial Candy Trail scry. Yep, goodbye, Monarch. And they've got a Brainstorm, and I know they have more Hawks to shuffle those up again. There's a Hawk. I'm sure it's going to tutor a Hawk. There it is. Guardian of the Guild Pact. Disgusting. Sacred Cat. We are so dead. Okay. We don't have to keep playing this one. Okay. Relic of Progenitus matters a little bit versus some of their stuff. Red Blast matters versus some of their stuff. Cast into the Fire can kill like 2 Squadron Hawks. I don't think I want that though. Pyrite Spellbomb. It's allowed to damage Guardian of the Guild Pact, but you need 2 of them to do that. It doesn't seem like a good way to actually win. Fiery Cannonade actually seems sick here, wiping out a bunch of Hawks. Maybe I don't need all of them. I do want some Red Blast in. Maybe this is too many Lightning Bolts. I actually like Volcanic Spite more than I like Lightning Bolt. 1 Cannonade, 3 bolts out, get the Red Blast in. Yeah, I think I can do this. I just have to mulligan with the fact that my deck plays 18 lands in mine. Okay, so this is Mountain Expedition map. Oliphant gets a mountain. I could get my first land. So this is actually a 3-land hand, even though it looks kind of goofy. And I'm going to lead on map. They've got the Citadel Gate through a mountain. Okay. That means I can tutor a Tron land. This also lines up to 4 mana, which means I can get the Monarch on turn 4 instead of turn 7 this time. We go for the Mine. Just pick one of the ones that isn't Tower. Ooh, we did it. Okay, passing here. They're just passing with mana up. I don't have strong hopes that my Commodore is going to resolve. Still going to send it. This is Red Tron. We tap out. Yep, Essence Scatter, counter target creature. You got it. But I'm going to self-assembler next turn and hopefully boarding party the turn after that. Basilisk Gate, Coalition Honor Guard. Anything that targets has to target that. Of course I draw a self-assembler on the turn I wanted to self-assemble. The Volcanic Spite makes that a lot less painful. And I can kill this thing. 7-9. Yeah, they're just in damage mode. Come get me. Outlaw Medic. Jesus. Alright. Volcanic Spite, target this thing. Bottom of Self-Assembler. Ooh, I found Urza's Tower. Sometimes you just get there. Finish that off. Tron. Would I rather Boarding Party or Self-Assemble here? Boarding Party uses my mana better. Here we go. Volcanic Spite. I'll kill that too. Wow, look at these Volcanic Spites just going off. Insane. Okay. Pieces are coming together here. Bonus at 10 with nothing in play. They're passing the turn. I'm going to attack with my creatures before anything else. And they're just going to 0. They had nothing. Fascinating. Okay. All right. That felt really terrible. And then suddenly everything was perfect. Turns out assembling Tron is pretty good. Maybe we should be playing the full set of Tron lands. I don't think anything changes here. Yep, just going back in. Okay, Smoldering Crater is a red source. Olifanza land. I will keep this. We go Power Plant map. I think I was supposed to lead on Crater. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe that was... Yeah, I think my curve's a lot worse because I didn't lead on Crater. Okay. Yeah, I could have... If I led on Crater, I could have held up Red Blast or just blasted the Modern Age and played map this turn. Or held up the Spite. But this way I can cycle for the mountain. Right, here's old Squatty Hawks. I guess either line uses all my mana every turn. It's just how I want to interact. Okay, mountain. And I'm going to pass. At least with the off-numbered Tron lands, you know what you have to tutor for with Expedition map. Like, it's clearly mine because there's 4 towers and 3 mines. Just good math. Cycling Lorien revealed. Idyllic Beachfront. Outlaw Medic. Okay. Hey, I'm going to end step tutor the mine. And I'm going to blast the Vector Glider. Rolling Thunder. I have 2 Spites here. I'm going to cast one of them before they can hold up Counterspell. I know this thing draws a card when I kill it, but also it has lifelink, and I am trying to deal damage to them. Oh, there's 2 Prismatic Strands in the graveyard. I didn't even see those. Okay, so this still works, right? Yeah. The damage is prevented, but I do still get to do the card. I'm going to get rid of one of these boarding parties. And now I have Tron. And now I'm going to... Oh, this fizzles. Shit. It would have done what I wanted if it wasn't fizzling. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Learning how all these cards work. Yeah, if I had targeted the Squadron Hawk with the second one, I would have gotten 2 loots, but I found what I wanted on the first draw, so it doesn't matter. They brainstormed with a handful of Squadron Hawks, the combo, the nuts. And there's another Prismatic Strands in the graveyard. Both of their Modern Age loots were Prismatic Strands. And they are once again going to have to go to discard. It was a Prismatic Strands. That one might have been intentional. Okay, I have 7, 8, 9 mana here. That's enough to Boarding Party plus Wagtusk. I'll start with the Boarding Party. Fiery Cannonade, get him out. This is going to eat up one of the Prismatic Strands. That was awesome. I am working towards this Rolling Thunder. They could have Blue Blast in their hand. That would be a nice way for them to just fend off all of this. Strands is the answer. That also means Boarding Party doesn't need to attack. Prevent all damage sources of the color of your choice. Yes. That is how that works. Wagtusk. And no reason to attack, so I will just pass. They're coming in for 2. Can't block them. Brainstorm. This is so sick. What an insane engine. I love this deck. Squadron Hawk's gonna tutor Squadron Hawk. There it is. Basilisk Gate. Suddenly under a lot of pressure. The last Hawk is deployed. The whole squad's here. Tower. Interesting. Alright. I'm gonna attack first. See if they want to use a Prismatic Strands to stop this Boarding Party damage. Seems they do not. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Assembler. They don't know that I can cast another one right away. Because I'm hiding what I'm capable of. Another one right away. And these are artifacts. You can't Prismatic Strands these. Basilisk Gate is +3/+3. Alright, they did have a Blue Blast. That makes it pretty unlikely that this Prismatic Strands is going to be drawn out by anything other than Rolling Thunder. I can play both of the Self-Assemblers left in my deck. 4, 5, 6, 7. They can attack for 7 this turn. I am winning the race. If they play a Basilisk Gate, they could, or if they play a Gate, they can attack for 8. I'm still winning that race. Top bottom the Preordain. If they brought in Dust to Dust, that would be insane here. Just obliterating my whole board for 1 spell. They're attacking with 2 Hawks and no Gate activation. So they're not settling in for a race. They've got some other stuff to do. Preordain after combat. Top bottomed again. Azorius Guildgate. Okay. Another Filigree Familiar. Back for 10. I'm going to make them respond to this before I do anything else. And if they block with 2 creatures here, then they didn't leave back a white creature to Prismatic Strands with, which means I might be able to get a cool... Like, if they counter Self-Assembler, I can Rolling Thunder for 5, wipe out their board. Essence Scatter. Okay, they're still holding up Counterspell, but I think this is as good as this opportunity is going to get. 1 to each creature, 3 to you. Make you have the Counterspell here. Brainstorm. Alright, now it has to be Blue Blast. And it worked. Cool. Double spell with my big mana. That's that Tron endgame. Something that feels like you must counter it, and then something else that you would have really liked to counter. It's not that Essence Scatter counters Rolling Thunder anyway. So like, it wasn't even really bait. It was just sort of their hand didn't have 2 counterspells in it. But now they're at 7, facing down 10 damage. And they gotta stabilize. Even Guardian of the Guild Pack doesn't help here because my creatures are colorless. And that is what they have. Don't care. Monocolor? How about nil color? Sacred Cat's actually good. The life gain and the backswing on Basilisk Gate could matter. I'm going to send the team. They can just block and kill Filigree Familiar, but then I get to draw a card. Right, they're going to 1 and trying to get into a Sacred Cat racing situation. I'm not going to play out this mountain. I'm going to make them wonder what's going on in my hand. They have 5 gates. This can be 6/6. Oh, Basilisk Gate number 2. So this can be 13/13. That's really big. It's a lot of life. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow, okay. Things have suddenly shifted. I will happily block with my Familiar and hope to find any removal spell. Get to draw a card here. They're back up to 14 life, though. This is where having 18 lands in my deck should help me out. Commodore. I'll play that first, see if I get the Monarch before I decide how I'm going to attack. Alright, the Assemblers are going to attack. Leave back Familiar and Commodore just in case. Red Blast. That's not the red instant I was looking for. The Volcanic Spite, any of the Sweepers, the 1 Lightning Bolt, all good here. I am hitting back for 13, though. They're gaining 15. I have the Monarch, and I have these Familiars that are cantripping as they die. This has become a very exciting game. Expedition Map. Do you help here? My Smoldering Crater is already in play, so that's not even a cantrip. Candy Trail. I'll do some of that. Let's find some action. Another Commodore. I don't need another tower. Does Commodore even do anything? I don't think so. Bottom both. I'm going to sack this to draw a card right now. I ended up with a Commodore anyway, Motobug. Are there any tech lands that help me? Nope. It's all just Tron stuff from here. Expedition Map. 1, 2, 3, 4. Commodore. It at least blocks. I still have a land drop. Maybe I should use my red sources. Okay. Yeah, just in case I draw a Sweeper, I don't want to tap out here. I'll just grab another tower. That makes the most mana. Back in for 13. And I am choosing to deal the most damage to them rather than hold back the most blockers. That's another big creature. Gate. Sacred Cat plus Basilisk Gate is just Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. Prove me wrong. They block. They go to 23. Yeah, there's nothing clever to do about blocking or not blocking here. Oh no, another cat. It's a lot of Tron. Oliphant is pretty big. It doesn't really affect this combat that much. They can make 2 8/8s. Now I need to actually block differently. Is that true? I could just chump block 1, let the other through. Yeah, I think I want to keep the pressure up. This has Trample. So does Oliphant. Yeah, I'd rather get Commodore in and chump block with Assembler. Use that Trample, use that bigger power. Come on, deck. Hit me with one of those removal spells. Alright, that's a big one. There is a Prismatic Strands in the graveyard. I need to either get them off of that. Oh, a 3rd gate. Are we dead? A lifelink on that one, or it has lifelink, it's a 9/9. That one's also a 9/9. This is so much. Okay, so I block the 17. They go to 21. I attack for 6, 7, 8, 13, 17. Oh, they gain all this anyway. Oh, God. All right. Well, I will block one of these cats, the bigger one. The Rolling Thunder probably has to wipe out just the cats as they exist when they're 1/1s, and then they can have a turn to bring them back, but I think I can wobble my way through this now, especially with the help of Red Blast. That's a great card to have in my hand right now. Oh, that's a great card to draw. Now we're doing it. 1, 2, 3. Fiery Cannonade. Get him out. Let me rumble. Here we go. Attack with everything. Oliphant, target self-assembler. Was I supposed to do that the other way? All right, so I have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage I can put into a Rolling Thunder. That's not lethal. They can embalm these cats or cast Lorien Revealed. I'm not going to fight over this. I need to beat a counterspell on the Rolling Thunder. That's what I need to do. Oh, the embalm cats are black, aren't they? Oh, it's a white zombie cat? Damn it. All right, fine. Eternalize turns it black. Embalm, it's just a copy of it. All right. Fine, fine, fine. Yeah, I think I was supposed to Rolling Thunder as a sorcery, and then I could Fiery Cannonade. Coalition Honor Guard. Okay. I have to give that trample. Oh, target creature you control. Ha. Couldn't target it if I wanted to. Third Sacred Cat. Yeah, I think I might have done that backwards. Like if they... No, because the Prismatic Strands is just such a beating. Am I supposed to have Relic of Progenitus in? Is that what I did wrong? Okay. Now what? Oliphant only targets another target creature I control. Rolling Thunder and Honor Guard. That player must choose at least one flag bearer on the battlefield as a target. Okay, so I can deal 1 to Honor Guard and then spread the rest of the damage around. None of that gets through this triple catlock. Is there even an attack here? Do I attack with Commodore? I think I attack with Commodore. That one at least chips through damage, and I can replace it easily. These Prismatic Strands are just blocking me. I'm otherwise feeling good. Power Plant. Yeah, now we're flooding out. The 18 land deck's supposed to not do that. Yeah, here they come. Made multiple 9/9s. Okay, if I keep chump blocking, I'm just losing. I have to block at least 2 of them. If I double block, I do have a 5/2 trample left over, but they do have Prismatic Strands left over also, and they could stop me from getting the Monarch back. Yikes. Well, I don't think I'm winning a game where I'm not double blocking. Maybe they could try to get a blowout now in combat by flashing back Strands so we don't even get a trade. I would love if they got clever about that, but I don't think they're going to. They don't need to. It would be so bad if they did. You're the Monarch. You're a 45 life. Boarding party. All right, let's see. Board. Volcanic Strike has to target Honor Guard. I'm going to get rid of this Power Plant. Oh, I found a Cannonade. Interesting. I am definitely red blasting this. I've been sitting on these millions of red blasts forever. Let's have this conversation. And I'm going to attack with my trample creature to try to get the Monarch back. He did block. Ooh. This was the worst possible timing to do this. Come on, deck. Hold up here. I've got a red blast if they have blue blast. They get to keep the Monarch, but I did just sweep their board. And they're out of Strands. There's a cat still in the graveyard. Holy smokes. Saying there's a chance. They're firing a Lorien Revealed. I think that's fine. I think I still am prioritizing counter spells with my Red Blast. They just have so many more cards than me no matter what I do here. Modern Age. Okay. How likely is it I deck them? Especially if they're the Monarch. They still have 14 cards in their deck, which is kind of a lot, though. Discarded their Basilisk Gate. They're like, I have enough of those things. Tornado Nowhere, that's fine. As long as I have one creature to contest the Monarch with, we're still playing. Embalm the Cat, okay. My boarding party does not have Trample. But if they block with the cat, then they have nothing back. Candy Trail, let's go. Using the tower because it's just a tower activation to trail plus activate trail. Self-assembler lightning bolt. I like all of these. Top. I'll draw a card. And then I'm going to attack with my boarding party. I'm the Monarch. If I had stacked it the other way, I could have declined the self-assembler trigger because there's not one anyway, and then just draw lightning bolt. Yeah, dumb. Okay. I don't have a 4/4 in play that I could have in play, is what I'm saying. If I Rolling Thunder, I could bolt in response to Prismatic Vista, whatever it is, Prismatic Strands. Not Vista, certainly not Vista. Okay, so 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I need another one of these. All right. 1 to the cat, 11 to you. This leaves up Red Blast and Lightning Bolt. Counter target, blue spell, Brainstorm. All right, they're digging for another blue blast. Dig. They didn't find it. Okay, that's a lot of damage, and they don't have a threat in play anymore. I've worked through the front and back of 3 cats. Now I gotta get through 28 life before I run out of cards in my deck. Even with me drawing 2 cards per turn, they're still gonna run out of cards before I do. Journey to Nowhere can have it. That's fine. I'm the Monarch. I've got a threat in my hand and an answer to your next card. Modern Age, let's go. Draw a card, discard a card, not optional. 9 cards left in their deck. Modern Age, okay, 8 cards left in their deck. And that's chapter 1 and 2. Oh no, please don't have a Guardian. Oh no, 4 mana. That's probably Guardian. It is a Guardian. I can block it with my 4/4. I can't bolt it. Self-assembler, get in there. Please don't have counterspell as your last card in hand. They didn't. Nothing to dig for here. Play out the mountain and hope this holds. Draw for the Monarch. That's another blocker. The 3 Modern Ages all trigger. They'll have 5 cards left in their deck at the end of all this. I'm just going to bolt this Vector Glider now, because I don't think I'm getting a better target than this, and this flyer does kill me. And this is before they make all this card selection. Okay, they had a Strands, that's fine. They discarded a cat, that's another threat. I don't think I'm winning this. They would have to mess up pretty bad. They block, and it's lethal, so there's not even any like tricks to do of, is the math of letting it attack through, give them the Monarch, maybe they deck out. It's not there. Boarding party. Let's get a party going. Let's get a party going. Expedition map is not the party. Bummer. That was exciting for like 1 second. And now it sucks. I'll get another tower and Filigree Familiar. I still have my Monarch draw. No reason to attack here. It's a mountain. What an exciting game. Gonna come up 4 cards short. Not close to beating them on life total. Yeah, those cats, they came together. Relic of Progenitus would have changed this game because I had to dance around that Prismatic Strands forever. And these cats really were on the back end of the 4th cat right now. And maybe I'm supposed to have Relic in. I don't know, it just seemed kind of anemic compared to all the things that I could be doing. But, I mean, would have been good. GG's. And maybe over the course of just a game that's going to last 18 turns. But that's not how our first 2 games went. Yeah, maybe with more experience, I would have known just to have a few relics in. Good match, though. On to the next round. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there. I'm on the play in round 2. I am going to keep this hand. I'm a little worried that it doesn't do anything till turn 4. But I think a hand with multiple Tron lands in it, you just have to try to run. And there's a bunch of interaction and candy trails and stuff that I could draw. High density of things that help me get to turn 4. Great Furnace, Reckless Lackey. First Strike, Haste. Sack this, draw a card, create a treasure. Yeah, 2 opponents, 2 Outlaws of Thunder Junction cards. Good job. Nice job, Pauper. It's adapting to new cards that exist. This is a pirate. I'm just gonna bolt this thing before it does anything else. If they're a deck that plays the various like sack a creature or enchantment to draw 2 cards decks, it's better to do that now. Synthesizer hit mountain right away, immediately paid. Candy Trail, what's up? We go on the trail. Wowee, okay. Fire Cannonade might be risky because the creature I've seen so far is a pirate, and so is, I think the +1/+0 haste if you control an artifact is also a pirate. I definitely don't need boarding party. I will mess around with Fire Cannonade, see if that holds up. But 2/2 Samurai is not a pirate. There's at least one creature I can kill here. Synthesizer again. Flip a 3-drop. Mountain. Yep. Yeah, they're just 1 red, draw a card, do stuff later. Never could miss. They haven't done anything though, which is very weird to me. I'm gonna travel down my candy trail here. Now this is kind of creepy because I would love to just jam the Monarch on a stable board, but deck full of lightning bolts and haste creatures. Yeah, I'm just taking 4 in the end step. 4 more. All right, cool. I'm at 14. You got me. Another synthesizer. Flipped a lightning bolt. Yep, just getting burned out here. Spite does need a target. I can't just like, it's not choose up to 1. You must actually have a target. I'm at 11 life. I was at 24 when I passed my turn. It's a lot of damage out of nowhere. All right, come on, land, especially one that is a Tron land. Okay, that is a land. I'll take it. Not quite what I meant, but I'm not going to be mad about it. It gets me the self-assembler next turn and starting to put meat in front of this deck I'm up against. Seems worth doing. Okay, I'm at 7. Yeah, they 15'd me over the last turn cycle. Okay, cool. They're popping these. These start to give me targets. Goblin Tomb Raider. That's what I meant. Confirmed is a pirate. I'm going to have to spite that one. And I believe the spite is going to get rid of probably the Commodore. And I guess I have bigger creatures than Samurai. Yeah, okay. I'm going to get rid of the Cannonade. That's Tron. I'm at 4. Lightning Bolt. You got me. And there's 1 Galvanic Blast left in their deck. Now I have to decide. I could just play this boarding party. It could hit Wagtusk or Candy Trail. It could also hit like nothing. It could even hit Self-Assembler. If I play map that gets Assembler, plays Assembler, Assembler's bigger than boarding party. Like it doesn't die to Bolt, but if they have Bolt, they're damn near killing me with it. I think I want to assemble Tron and play Self-Assembler and try to do the most next turn. We're at the point of the game where if they have Galvanic Blast, I just lose. I need a mine. Assembler. Start doing your thing. All right, got one of those now. I have a 4/4 in play versus their 2/2. They got 1 card left in hand. They're about to draw another one, and they have a synthesizer that they can pop. Okay, synthesizer has popped. Please don't flip Galvanic Blast. All right, mountain. Now you can hit mountains. I'm fine with that. I'm in Fire Blast range. I don't know if this deck's going to have Fire Blast in it, if it's supporting all these artifact synergies too, but I mean, I am dead if they play that card. I have exactly enough mana next turn to Self-Assembler and Boarding Party, if I don't draw something better to do. All right, another Assembler. Okay, I'm going to play the Assembler first to make sure I don't Boarding Party into the last one. Get this. And 6 mana for a Boarding Party. Come on, dog. It's not the dog. And I have to start attacking or I'm going to start losing. They will eventually go around what I'm doing here. They took the damage. I still have 2 4/4s in play. Here comes the Synthesizer. Reckless Lackey. Okay, that's a 1-power haste creature. They don't have Metalcraft anymore for Galvanic Blast. Lackey. You could sack this to draw a card for 3 mana. They don't have that right now. Pulled off a Rebirth. They cannot currently kick a Bushwhacker. If they have Lightning Bolt, I lose because they can put me to exactly 3 from this attack. That didn't happen. All right. This would be a great time for a Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder versus Tower. Okay. Okay. Block, 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 block. Go to 1. Or I could play 2 creatures here. Go to 2. I'm trying to math out if I can get and cycle Smoldering Crater right now. Crater? Yeah, Smoldering Crater. Smoldering Caldera is also a magic card. Just want to make sure I had the right one. Assembler. revealing that I have nothing left to assemble. Tower, assembler. I can get and cycle Caldera. Crater? Crater. Crater in the end step. I can't afford to attack here. I can't afford to hold back very long, but I do have big draws in my deck. So do they. I'm dead to any Lightning Bolt variant. Even Galvanic Blast doesn't need Metalcraft at this point. Goblin Bushwhacker kills me. Voldaren Epicure, I'm at 1 to that thing. Using their blood. Every redraw is terrifying. They have so many draws to just win the game right now. Great Furnace isn't one of them. Loth of Rebirth isn't one of them either. I am at 1 on this board right now. If they commit to fully sending the squad. Which they didn't, which means I get to draw a card at this end step and looking for Rolling Thunder. Smoldering Crater, cool tech. Cycle this immediately. Thunder, 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 thunder. Oh, that one's good too. Alright, Cannonade kills everything except Reckless Lackey. And is this a lethal attack back? It's going to be very good. Oh, that was a goblin. You didn't need to do that. Alright, yeah, they just cashed this out for a treasure. Or that was a pirate. It's also a goblin, but you didn't need to do that. Now you're dead. Were you dead anyway? Maybe. Or a... Yeah, I guess they were dead anyway. But yeah. Cool. Alright. That was scary. I'm mostly main decked for this strategy. All the 4X pirate clasms in the main is a nod to that. Candy Trail, Wagtusk, really good. Cast in the Fire can kill 2 things, or it can exile artifacts. I feel like Cast in the Fire is useful here, but what am I boarding out for it? Can I play on 0 Commodores? Am I just too much of a wuss to ever introduce the Monarch at all? I think I might be. Okay. Like, I had multiple turns with an empty board that game, but as long as they had cards in hand and have shown me haste creatures and burn, I was afraid to deploy the Monarch. So if I'm not going to play it when the board's empty, it probably just shouldn't even be in there. Implement of Combustion. Okay, this is Tron. Eventually. I'm going to leave Lightning Bolt up because we've seen haste creatures in their deck. And the haste creatures are the pirates. Like that one. Lightning Bolt it right now. Another implement. Okay. Starting to work up to a place where I am excited to have this Fiery Cannonade in my hand. I'm going to keep this Oliphant. I don't need a land. I might need a 6/4. Ouch! That was really good. I could have played around that. I don't know if I'm supposed to, but it could have happened. Power Plant. Now I'm holding up Cannonade. At least I got that going for me. Kind of hope they dump out a giant Cold Author turn now. Synthesizer. Flipped Mountain. I don't think this card has flipped anything except a mountain in our league. In our whole set so far. Now, I'd hit that Haste Goblin once, but it's mostly been mountains. Oh, I can't even send it back. Embarrassing. Alright. Don't have double red up to send it back. Mountain. Your next Chain Lightning's coming back at you. Watch yourself. I have 2 damage sitting in play off the implements, and those are also redraws. Starting to catch those in. I'm still holding on to these Oliphants. They're better as 6/4s than they are as mountains. I cannot kill a pirate. I can kill everything that's not a pirate. That's a vampire. That's a goblin. Not a pirate. Don't need to do anything about these yet. Okay, Spite. Do I want to hold back Tower? Am I going to need, like, insane amounts of colorless mana later? No, I think I would Spite away the second Oliphant or the Mountain if I need to Spite, but now I can beat a pirate. +2/+2 Totem Menace as long as you've sacked a permanent. That math doesn't affect Fiery Cannonade at all. Synthesizer. Hit Galvanic Blast. That's 4 damage. Nothing I can do about that. Yeah, I'm at 8. 1 card left in hand. A couple of redraws left in play. Implemented me. I'm at 7. Cannonade. Put all those in the graveyard, please. Epicure, I go to 6. Do I want to roast this Epicure? Or do I just want to put a 6/4 in front of it? I think I'm just going to cast a 6/4 this turn. And every turn for the rest of the game, it seems. Okay, giant creature. They got 1 card in hand. 2 bloods, 2 synthesizers. So 1 card in hand, but actually access to like 6 cards here. And we know their deck's capable of burning me out. Synthesizer popping. Flipped an Implement of Combustion. I'm at 5. That's another redraw that they can bank for next turn. They played out Mountain, 1 card in hand. Interesting, they played out that Mountain rather than blooded it away. I guess they are at a point where with Synthesizer, multiple bloods implement, they could use a lot of mana in a turn. Okay, there's Rolling Thunder. What does that do for me? I could cycle an Oliphant, play the other one, and just bank up more mana in the future. If I attack for 6 now, I go to 14, and the next turn I have a lethal attack. Yeah, I think I'm gonna risk it for the Elephant Biscuit here. They have so many redraws, and me sitting here not attacking them isn't changing that. I'm actually gonna cycle 1 Oliphant and play the other with the mana. Because I think Rolling Thunder or Double Spelling or something is how I'm actually going to win this game. I have exactly 14 power in play right now. Because they can target each other. Implement puts me to 5 and they draw a card. Attacks can put me to 4. Maybe that attack opening up Galvanic Blast as an out was bad. Here we go. They hit a Mountain. Off Synthesizer, you get a 2-2. They're blooding. Sacked a Great Furnace, discarded a Great Furnace, not sacked it. They're blooding again. Another Great Furnace gone. Now I don't lose to Galvanic Blast. That's all their artifacts gone. They can't Cold Oath from here. If they have nothing, I'm actually just winning this turn. Ooh, these attacks. I have to block so I don't lose the Lightning Bolt, but then that means Lightning Bolt kills my Oliphant. Yeah, that's fine. Still have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. Or I could sweep their board. Tron? Oh. Or Fiery Cannonade. What's the best way to play this? I can deal 5 with Rolling Thunder, which could kill their or deal 2 to them and attack for 6. I could Fiery Cannonade, leave up Volcanic Spite. Yeah, I think that's just the play. This Volcanic Spite can kill a haste creature, and Fiery Cannonade doesn't actually even get some of their haste creatures. And the Rolling Thunder can win next turn. Reckless Lackey, okay. I am going to kill this because I don't want to be in bolt range. I'm going to try to kill this. They're going to sack it in response. And hopefully I win on the backswing. I'm going to decline the spite. I don't get to do it anyway. It fizzles. That's fine. 3 cards in your hand. Do they deal 4 damage between them? Hold off a Rebirth. My creature has trample. Okay, I attack for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 damage here. They have 3 blockers, and they're at 8 life. That feels exactly correct. And they went to 2. Thunder you. There you go. Boom. Were you sandbagging a Fire Blast? I'm at 1. Killing that one stupid goblin mattered a lot. Sick match. Mono red versus mono red, but couldn't be different. More different. On to the next one. The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables. On the play in round 3, this is a straight line to Tron. Well, it's a jaggedy line to Tron, but I'm still on my way to Tron. I think I'm just gonna curve out here, like Candy Trail versus Expedition map. Like, do I want to smooth out and play normal Magic and assemble Tron eventually, or do I just want to get Tron into play as soon as possible? I think I just want Tron. We've got 2 planes. They just cracked Clue on turn 2. That's not a very exciting opening. I'm just going to get a power plant here, get my F6 value. Power plant, map, Tron represented, multiple removal spells in hand. Militia, a Buglerino. Look at the top 4 cards, get some to power 2 or less. Bugled into Bugle. They're going off. Okay. I'll take the 1. Does getting Tron now matter? Sure. Get the tower. That lets me Candy Trail all at once. Candy Trail, Scry, Oliphant, and Volcanic Spite. Top. Sack this immediately. I can Spite this Bugler and filter away one of these mountains. Am I going to get blown out by a pump spell? That would be so embarrassing. But I've committed to this. Maybe I was just supposed to kill the Bugler when they were tapped out. Alright. Didn't get blown out by a pump spell. Temporarily not bugling. Next turn I can play a 6/4 and hold up Lightning Bolt, or can I hold up Fire Cannonade here? 7, 8, 9, not quite. Squadron Hawk, sick. I'm gonna hold on to this Fire Cannonade for a minute. Boros Garrison suddenly revealing perhaps a second color, perhaps just a Keru land for synergy and land count purposes. Okay, I can Candy Trail Tower here and still cast Oliphant, so that's what I'm gonna do. Candy Trail, Boarding Party, Wagtusk, let's go. I can guarantee cascading into Wagtusk next turn. No, I'm going to draw one of them. I'm going to draw both of them. All right, top. Doesn't matter what order. Draw that. Oh, wait, I could do this now. Also a 6-drop. I was just still thinking about Oliphant. Yeah, just give me that little doggo. Woof. Is a fox a dog? Like, canonically, are we... I know they're both canines, but are people going to be mad at me for calling this a dog when it is a fox? Battle Screech. All right, they're screeching over there. Please flash it back. I am so ready to cannonade your face off. Bugler can get in. This dies to cannonade anyway, so I will take the card. Screech. I have 9 mana to play with here. I can Oliphant plus cannonade. I could attack, see if they want to double block and maybe get a blowout. I'm going to start there. If they block with Bugler and Bird, and then I cannonade, all their stuff's gone, and none of my stuff is gone. Jump blocking with a Bird, you coward. Alright. Now I just missed 6 damage on something I was going to do anyway. I'm going to play Oliphant and leave the cannonade back as an instant. Still screeching. You could screech as much as you want. Screech directly into my ear. I'm ready. I can take it. Still screeching. They don't have mana up for Prismatic Strands. Squadron Hawk. Put it in. 3 more Hawks in hand. I'm going to cannonade in combat here. They've already made their land drop. I don't think there's a card in Pauper that can stop this Wrath from happening now. There's not that many free spells in general, and Prismatic Strands in the graveyard is one of them. That's not where it is, if they have it at all. I wish I could hear their Battle Screech when I cast this card. I wish it could come through the computer and satisfy my bloodlust. Nope. Alright, just dead. Cool. Alright, so we're playing against some sort of white weenie deck. Cast Into the Fire. Could line up well. I'm a little more willing to play Commodore versus a deck like this than like the red deck full of haste creatures. Does Cast in the Fire even make sense, or should I bring in Relics, assuming that they have Prismatic Strands? We know they have Battle Screech, so I at least have that one to consider. Yeah, I'm just going to bring in 2 Relics here over 2 Commodores, and mostly this deck is already constructed for this sort of matchup. Yikes, this hand is the suck. I actually like the triple Spite, but I don't like that I don't have the second land to even necessarily start casting them. Okay, here we go. Deep, bottom, Commodore. Monarch Veteran. This is a Soul Warden, I think. Yep. Sure. You can have a Soul Warden. I have another straight line to Tron. I'll take it. Squadron Hawk. They can tutor all 3 here without discarding any cards. Power Plant, pass. Tron ready to go. Great Sword of Tyr. Whenever creature attacks, put a +1 counter on it and tap up to 1 target creature defending player controls. Alright, so one of their things can be a 2/2 forever, starting now. The presence of this card means that I'm going to have to take a turn off of Tron and sweep this up before it gets out of control. Grab the mine, take my 3 damage, play my red land, surprise. Are you surprised? Probably not. Alright, I'm gonna cannonade now before this thing gets too big. That's a good card. The +1/+1 being permanent on that is pretty serious. And now I'll make you rebuild from there. Squadron Hawk. No friends left to search for. Sad. Greatsword and Garrison. I get to do the Tron Candy Trail trick. Self-assembler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's perfect. Top. Pop this. Assemble. I know that shuffles away the Volcanic Spite, but I'd like having 4/4s in play versus White Weenie decks. Just like a thing about my personality. I like having bigger creatures than aggro decks. It's weird. I don't know. Probably comes from childhood. I'll unpack that in therapy. For Fiend's Informant, this connives on arrival. We know they got Squadron Hawks to dump, if nothing else. And they did dump a Hawk. Another Informant. It's a lot of 3/2s. None of them are pirates. Discarded a Plains to that one. Another Garrison. And this is what I was talking about. With the Rafine's Informants looting and getting meaningful card selection, the Boros Garrison might not actually be a splash color. It might just be doing that. Okay, I can play Assembler and just hold up 2 instant speed removal spells, or I can Candy Trail and try to really get something going. Or I have 7 damage here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could roll my Thunder right across their whole squad. I think I want to roll my Thunder across their squad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. And I'm going to use my extra mana for Candy Trail rather than 2 damage. I think this is more important. Bottom. I don't want any of that shit. In for 4. They've got a Squadron Hawk and some mystery cards in hand. I have 2 removal spells and a self-assembler in mine. Inspector's fine. Screech. They can screech back right away. Alright, it would be a good turn to find one of my sweepers. Greatsword, put on a bird token. I need a Flavor Judge. And I'm going to draw a card with Candy Trail, see what happens. No, punished. That's not what I wanted. But that is an easy one to put away with the Volcanic Spite. Okay, attack for 4. We're still racing and pretty effectively at that. I'm going to spite this bird in combat and put away the self-assembler. This combo rules, by the way. Great job, Sean. Spite the bird. Get rid of an assembler. Find a lightning bolt. Life is good. I can get 3 flying through here. I still have 8 on the ground. I don't need to bolt these birds. I'm at 20. That's my starting life total for those keeping track. It's turn 7 versus an aggro deck. Skyfisher. That probably wants to pick up Thraben Inspector, and I'm not going to let it. You're going to have to pick up a real permanent, not something that draws you cards. Cracked a clue in response, and they picked up a Plains. Monarch Veteran, another Soul Warden. My creatures are so big, they don't care. Self-assemble. Get the last one. And attack with these 4s. Doing my thing in my lane, moisturized. Another assembler. Nothing left to tutor for, but having 16 power and play kind of rules. I'm not going to play this Crater. It's way better as a cycle at this point. For Fiend's Informant, they do have a Plains in their hand to loot away here. They go to 6 from their Soul Warden. They still have the 1 in the graveyard too. They haven't disturbed this yet. There it is. Okay. You made it. Still a Squadron Hawk in hand and 1 unknown card. Oh, Bugler. Not bad. The Bugler missed. Tough beats. And sending some flying attackers in. Deciding how many. Just 3 damage worth. Okay, cycle the Crater. Okay, I can Volcanic Spite. Do I care about Bugler or Skyfisher more? Skyfisher I can't block. Do I need to do this before combat? Am I getting greedy? I'm going to Spite the Bugler and try to get better blocks right now. Get rid of this power plant. Hit a mine, sure. Okay. I will go to combat now. They have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 power in play. 10 with the sword. Here comes my team. Oh, this is so greedy. You're going to die to lightning bolt. I'm going to bolt you right now. That was clever. I mean, that was a block that keeps them alive with the best board, but lightning bolt just happened to punish it. On to the next round. That was pretty smooth. Welcome to TopDeck.gg, your community's home for everything competitive Magic has to offer. If you're hosting an event, playing for a huge prize, or advertising your events to thousands of players, we've got you covered. Using intuitive pairing software, playing Magic is a breeze. Players just have to sign up online, then scan the QR code in-store. Give competitors the gift of perfect information as their bracket updates in real time. The self-reporting software saves you time and leaves paper match slips in the past. Leave the heavy lifting to TopDeck.gg so your community can relax and focus on playing Magic. On the draw for round 4, I like my hand. I'm going to keep it. 2/3 of Tron, got a sweeper, and a couple different 3-mana ways to buy time on my way up to 5, which is when the magic starts happening. When it's on a mull to 6, a forest, and they pass the turn. Forest go is so weird. I'm going to lead on this tower. Cycling Generous End. Oh, is this Golgari Gardens? Or what are we doing here? Does Gardens play this card? Would they have tutored for a second basic forest? Wall of Roots. Is this Walls combo? Or is this just some green deck? Okay, yeah, it is Walls combo. Apparently they play Generous End now. Who knew? Versus mine. I'm still giving myself the high roll potential. I don't need red mana for anything, and if I just happen to draw a power plant next turn, I get to do stuff. Walls combo is so annoying to play against because this deck can't actually win in the Magic Online time window, but also you feel like a D-hole if you make them play it out. Okay, I can hold up Fiery Cannonade, which kills one of these cards. They probably just have it here. This X-Bane Guardian, it's pretty hard to lose if you untap with that card. Guess we'll see what happens, though. I'm not going to concede. Just do an X-Bane Guardian. 5 green in the pool, 6 green in the pool. Just casting Generous End, so that's where we are. Okay, yeah, that's really good. Is Generous End just Magic Online technology for having the ability to actually win? And this is actually sick. Holding the Fiery Cannonade, now it kills 3 things instead of 1. Because Wall of Roots is too small. I still have to beat this Generous End, but that was a lot of mana we just took off their board. Did not draw the power plant. I'm going to Candy Trail and Wagtusk. Boarding Party, Volcanic Spite. I actually want Volcanic Spite a lot. I'll keep both these cards top, and play a Filigree Familiar. Okie dokie. They have 1 card in their hand. Did not combo kill me last turn. Is this just like a green ramp deck that doesn't have the combo? Is that a thing in Pauper? I don't even know. Okay, they definitely have the combo. There's no reason to put this card in your deck if you're not comboing off. But they are hellbent at this point. They have a 5/7 and basically nothing else going on. I'm going to block and draw this extra card so fast. It's like you didn't even see it happen. And they gain 3 life off their food. Boarding Party, we knew that was coming. I shouldn't have played my land. I was supposed to Volcanic Spite first. That was awkward. Okay. I'm going to Volcanic Spite the X-Bane Guardian. Life is better without that card in play. I didn't draw. Power Plant, never punished. Another Wagtusk. And I'll pass the turn. I can start self-assembling next turn. If I draw an untapped land, I can start boarding partying. This is a 5/7 though. This thing's so big. I'll continue trading these off. Putting my Fox under the car to draw a card. Lightning Bolt. Power Plant. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. That's enough to do everything here. Boarding Party. Let's get a party going. Kill your stupid snake guy. Self-assembler. Suddenly the tables are turning. Attack for 6. I want them to have to hold back this tree. I'm sick of chump blocking this thing. Let's race. I'm winning this race right now. Completely collapse their engine. Their engine's back, but I have Lightning Bolt in my hand. It's fine. I would rather use Lightning Bolt to get through the Generous End. I can just draw a card with Candy Trail, see what that delivers first. Another Lightning Bolt. All right, now I get everything. Back with the squad. They're taking the obvious block. Happy to give it to you. Bolt that big creature. Bolt that little creature. And I would rather keep them off X-Bane Guardian than get the Monarch here. Cycle the Crater. Another boarding party. Nice. It would be wild if we lose this game. Opponent agrees. Cool. All right, wall combo. Pyrite Spellbomb is just like more ways to ping things here and there. Their actual win cons are sometimes blue. And sometimes they have Reaping the Graves to reload their combo. That's more for blue decks, I think, than what I'm doing. I like my Bolts and Spites. Cannonade is mid, but it did kill a bunch of stuff that game. I still think it's mid, though. I would rather pick off their important things with Rolling Thunders and Spot Removal than hope to catch their worst enablers with Cannonade. I bring in 2 Relics, 2 Red Blasts. What does that do for me? Do I even want a relic? Do I care if they take the time to reap the graves? I don't think I do. And they do have enough creatures that mopping some of them up with Cannonade is pretty good. Okay, I'm actually back on 2 Cannonades. I'll just bring in 2 Red Blasts to respect their super endgame. I am going to keep this hand. I think it's fine. I like Rolling Thunder. I like that Oliphant is my 3rd land. My opponent did also just disconnect for about 4 minutes during sideboarding, and they're playing wall combo, which further exacerbates my point of that this deck is super slow, but you feel like a D-hole for making them play it out. We're in Ranger. All right. Didn't see that game 1. Did know it was in the deck, though. At least somewhere in my subconscious. That's a good one to hit with the Pirate Clasms. Wall of Roots. Sick. Okay, I could kill Aquarian Ranger or save this for something more important. I'm going to wait for now. I think Axebane Guardian is where I want to point this thing. Hold out Settlement. This is just like Springleaf Drum, but a land. I am getting attacked for 1. I'm going to strike the Guardian, because that costs 2 mana. I'll do that while I have 2 mana. No problem. Boarding Party's a long way off, and I'm going to need the Oliphant. Found the mountain anyway. Yeah, I'll play the Doggo. The Foxo. Winding Way. Found another Axebane Guardian. Oh, Generous Scent. That makes a lot of sense now. It's a forest that you can hit with your Winding Ways. That's really cool tech, actually. And they got the Axebane Guardian into play. I can only deal 2 damage to it right now. I think I want to introduce the Monarch and give myself 2 draws to hit an untapped land rather than cycling Oliphant and guaranteeing I can kill the Axebane Guardian next turn. So we might just die here. Caretaker, all these 1-drops are free because Guardian just makes mana that they would have cost. They use Aquarian Ranger to untap Guardian, 4 mana in the pool. Up to 10 available here, 11 with Wall of Roots. Shield Wall Sentinel. Research your library for a creature with Defender, reveal it, put it in your hand. Tuck Tuck Rubble Fort. Your creatures have haste. This also has Secret Reach. Don't be fooled. I've been fooled before. Okay, creatures have haste. 7 in the pool. 8 in the pool. Mox Crusher, let's go! Alright. Opponent found a way to win with the necessary time on the clock. I can't beat this card from here. Okay, that was great. Maybe Fiery Cannonade is good, actually. And maybe Red Blast is a trap. And I'm going to have to beat Jungus Chigundus creatures instead. Okay, cool. Alright. Now I know Ulamog's Crusher is a thing they do. I will keep this hand. A lot of card selection and 2/3 of Tron. Candy Trail. I don't need either of these. It's another Tower and another Oliphant. Those are just the cards that are already in my hand. Caretaker. Expedition Map. Okay. I can trail and map here. Boarding Party. Commodore. I don't think it's Commodore. I kind of like Boarding Party. I can't cast it next turn, but having it around is nice. It's one of the big hammers at the top of my curve. Ranger. Winding Way. Found all creatures, 4 for 4. So many they had to go to discard. It's been a theme in this league. Opponents don't know when to stop chowing down on creatures. Okay, Third Path Savant is gone. I will go ahead and make Tron here. Power Plant, because this activates Candy Trail, even if it doesn't cast spells. A Ranger and Leaf Caller both died to Pirate Clasm. So I'm drawing pretty heavy to a large hit here. They're leading the Stampede. That only hit 1. All right, we balanced out. Or they stopped because they would have had to discard the rest. Jasper Sentinel. Okay, pretty good spot for a sweeper. Lightning Bolt, I don't hate. I said pretty good spot for a sweeper, and then I drew 1. Candy Trail, I'm going to draw the card there. Oh, I can do more. Keep that Candy Trail in. Boarding Party map. Bottom the map, top the party. Draw 2 with my floating, or draw 1 with my floating 2. Cannonade. Put them back down to just this dummy. Oh, do they have some spell? Cycling Generation. Okay. I was like, what spell costs 1 green that they could have here? Next turn, I can start boarding while holding up Lightning Bolt. As long as I can keep Axebane Guardian off the table, things are okay. Aquarian Ranger, dumping him out. All right, we're gonna get a party going. Maybe I'll even hit a Pyroclasm. Hit a Lightning Bolt. All right. I'll take out Quarian Ranger is worth more mana with this Overgrown Battlement than Cerulean Caretaker is. The Leaf Caller filters battlement mana. Oh, there's a lot of this. Shield Wall, Sentinel. It's a good one. They are starting to do the thing here. And Axebane Guardian isn't even that important because they have double battlement with Leaf Caller, so that's kind of build your own battlement. Ooh, Tuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Is there something worth lightning bolting here? I don't think so. I think the Tuck's where I want to send that. Time to party again. If they just don't block, they're dead to lightning bolt. Okay, here's the Monarch also. So I either get to start reducing their resources or they die to bolt. I'm okay with either of those outcomes. Okay, just slightly fewer walls in play. Oh, well, that didn't matter. They're all 03s and 04s. I believe I can beat a Crusher here. I just have more damage than that and enough permanents to sacrifice. And I could kill the Rubble for it, so it doesn't have haste. Leaf Caller, Mnemonic Wall, turn target instant or sorcery. They can get back one of the... Okay. Yeah, this gets back one of the Winding Way spells. Winding Way, Lead the Stampede. They went with Lead the Stampede, even though Winding Way costs less. Isn't that the same thing, or are they going to choose lands here? No, that's not even how this works. This sees 5. This sees 1 more card. Okay, I get it. I understand now. That digs for more, and they're not worried about mana as a gate. Ooh, Crimson Acolyte. Love this Pauper staple from the ancient times. Axebane Guardian, Drift of Phantasms. They are very close to infinite here. Target creature gains pro red until end of turn. Does this just hard lock me? If I kill the Leaf Caller, how much mana do they have? They have 4 cards in hand, and I don't know one of them. Tap an untap creature, add them. They can get red. They can cast the Tuck here. I think I still want the Bolt to try to win. Right, I'm going to Cannonade now and take out this Leaf Caller. And we'll see if this ends up being enough or if I'm dead. Now I am F6'd. I have 17 power in play. And 5 of it tramples. And I have Lightning Bolt. Okay, they tried to do some stuff and then just passed. Cool. Draw for turn. Map. Does that do anything? I don't think so. I guess I just attack. See what happens. If they let any of these through, they're dead to bolt. Double blocking the trample creature. Nothing on the 6. All right, just the pro-red creature on the 6, obviously. And they have enough to give all of these pro-red. Frustrating, but powerful. Okay, that pro-red's over there. They're going to end up taking 1 on this combat. And I think I would like to map for another tower. Play the Oliphant, whose trample is really good here. And hold up Lightning Bolt rather than play Filigree Familiar. I mean, Lightning Bolt might not do anything, but if I could squeeze even 1 important mana out of them this turn, because they are kind of color gated here. They have 2, now that that snake is dead, the Tuck, they actually just have it here, and they have exactly enough colored mana to make it all work. Dang. Oh wait, no. Yes. Yeah, because this has haste. Yeah, because this thing has haste. Now they can give this pro red, and then I lose. Alright, yeah, just 1 short. Well, I guess they have to come up with a win con. Like, they have infinite mana here, but they have to show me how they're going to win before they actually do. 10 in the pool. Because Drift of Phantasms gets freed from the reel, and then Axebane Guardian makes infinite mana, but there's not... The last 2 cards in their hand have to be something that actually deals an unbound amount of damage to me. Rift Sower ain't it. That's just some creature in play. Now they have 1 card to win with. Oh, that gets black. If they get me with Reaping the Graves after all of that waffling about Relic. Yeah, if they Reap the Graves here, that gets back Shield Wall Sentinel. Yeah, okay. They don't have infinite mana, though. Yeah, if they do this, they don't have infinite mana. Okay. F6. Oh, wait. No, the wall doesn't get back Drift because that's a creature. All right, yeah. You do what you're going to do. This is big value, but it's not deterministic win yet. That Relic would have been good, though. And they did just pick up the Savant, who can draw their deck if they get infinite mana, and then that's an outlet for that. Wall can pick up Lead the Stampede or Winding Way or Reap. Lead the Stampede. Untapped Axebane Guardian with their Quirion Ranger. Lead the Stampede. Oh, wait. Why did I not think they could get back the... No, they have it. I'm just farting around here. Yeah, the Reap gets back the Drift, and then the Drift goes for the thing. Yeah, they just had it. All right. Yeah, Crimson Acolyte. Well done. Good blocks. Ended up probably one turn or one trample too short. Could I have played more trample creatures quicker? Not sure. Could have boarded in the relics. I didn't think of Reap as just a combo enabler line versus all decks. I thought of it more because I'm usually playing control decks at Pauper, and I think of it more like at some point they put 5 cards back in their hand, and then you're just all your 1-for-1s are undone. But yeah, as a deterministic, tutor for Reap, Reap up the tutor for Freed. That is actually there, and I probably should have had some relics in the deck. Whatever. They did their thing. On to the final round. The NYSE Open is a prestigious, long-running vintage tournament based out of New York City. It's returning again this summer, June 22nd, 2024 in Plainview, New York. This 15 proxy event has a $500 entry. That's a lot of money, but what are we playing for? First place gets a Black Lotus. Second through 8th place get Time Twister, Time Walk, and all 5 Moxen. At 115 players, a playset of Bazaar Baghdad is added to the prize pool. At 135, 4 Mishra's Workshops. At 155, 4 foil Gaia's Cradle. This prize pool is better than Eternal Weekend. If you think it's worth playing for, sign up for the event on melee.gg or use the link in the video description, and I will definitely see you there. I'm on the draw for the final round, positive record on the line. Gonna keep this hand. It's got a bunch of selection. No chance at Tron. It's a long way off. We'll see if that matters. I'm going to try to hold on to the Smoldering Crater and get value out of it. If this is a blue control deck. All right, both of these giant, heavy monsters to the bottom. But if this is a slow blue control deck, I might find a bunch of lands and mana before I need to do anything. Generous and got Tangled Islet, then they played Forest. Expedition Map, okay. Expedition Map, Candy Trail. I'd love to find a Tron land off of this. That didn't happen. I'm going to bottom the mountain, keep the Volcanic Spite. Growth Spiral. Oh, is this Turbo Fog? Is that what I'm up against right now? That would be annoying if true. Submit Growth Chamber. Okay, I'm going to tutor for one of the non-tower lands. Power Plant looks good. I like that big B. I could have also just committed to playing the Crater here and then popped a Candy Trail and mapped with more information next turn. Hopefully I don't get punished by that. Immediately punished by that. Candy Trail, see if I can hit a land. Nope. Alright, Smoldering Crater. I tried to hold out for you, but you're just going to be a land this game. Opponent has lots of lands in play at this point. I don't even know if I want the Monarchy. I guess I'll try to send it. This might just double their clock if they're Turbo Fog. I'm just drawing twice as fast. Alright, Arcane Denial, that's only in one deck. I'd rather have 2 cards now than be the Monarch forever, if that's actually what's going on. Behold the Multiverse. Okay, go ahead. Behold it. And I draw 2 cards here, you draw 1. And I found a Tron land and a Lightning Bolt. 8 cards in my hand. Can't really double spell. I'm just going to play Filigree Familiar and hold up Candy Trail. This is small enough that they might not interact with it, but big enough that I am applying pressure at all. And I do have a bunch of burn in my deck. If I can just get little chip shots in through the fogs, it's going to be very important to hit a land drop on one of these draws at least. And couldn't do it. That stinks. The good news is I don't think these sweepers are going to matter here. Another Arcane Denial. And I will discard a sweeper. I'll still take my draws, both of them. That's Tron. We did it. Now we'll see if it matters. Jukabog, okay. I wasn't using those. It's fine. Preordain. I might just bolt upstairs in the end step. I just have more cards than I'm going to be able to cast. And if I can overload counter spells or get this chip shot damage in, I'm going to take it. Tron. Here comes the party. Hit Volcanic Spite. I am not going to cast that card and kill my own dog. Probably going to have to start fogging soon. These are big attacks now. Yep, fog. Actual fog. Commodore. I have mana left over. Let's keep testing their hand. Another Arcane Denial. All right. They really don't want me to have the Monarch. Weather the Storm. This gains 15 life. That's a lot of life. And I drew another Assembler and another land. Desert. My creatures are all too big for that shit. Lorien revealed. Okay. Let's get a party going. Hit another Wagtusk. I expect many of these attacks to be fogged, maybe even all of them, but I do want to have enough on the board that if they ever get caught slipping, it's worth the most. Self-Assembler. And play a mountain. Nope, I played a land already. All right, I won't play a mountain then. Fine. Growth Spiral. 2 deserts. Now they can start killing my foxes. Cycling Lorien revealed. Decided an island's worth more than a draw 3 after drawing 3 last turn, so the plan has changed. Preordain. Topped both of them. I'm so dead. It's going to take a long time, but I'm dead. Frantic Inventory for draw 1 card. They're fully halfway through their deck, 29 cards left, and that's the first Frantic Inventory. Behold the Multiverse. All right, handful of cards. Weather the Storm for 12. Another boarding party. All right. Never stop being on board. Moment's Peace in response. Okay. I think I do want to spite my assembly worker, self-assembler, and just get rid of one of these fiery cannonades. Hers is mine. The last assembler for now. And no need to attack here. They're tapping a lot of mana right now. Stream of Thought for 12. This mills me for 12. And that shuffles 4 cards from their graveyard back into their deck. That's the win con in this deck. Okay, here they come. Attacking with everything makes Tangle better, but not attacking with everything makes it so they might not even have to fog. Moment's Peace, very powerful. And I'm going to keep getting my mana up because Rolling Thunder is kind of my win con here. And they've milled 1. I have 1 in my hand and 1 left in the deck. Cycling Lorien revealed. Finding an island. Their deck does have a bunch of counterspells in it. Finding a spot where Rolling Thunder is actually good. I mean, 42 is a lot. Even with 3 full sets of Tron, that's still only half their life total. This looks like a giant Stream of Thought for lethal. Yeah, we don't need to keep playing here. That just shows them the rest of our deck. Okay. This matchup seems bad. Relic of Progenitus and Red Elemental Blast seem potentially reasonable. Pirate Spellbomb can deal damage to them, but I don't know if I'm going to get them to 8 where the Pirate Spellbombs can finish them off. This honestly feels horrendous. Fiery Cannonade's definitely coming out. Volcanic Spite, they have no creatures. Might as well turn the Spite into a Spellbomb, at least it could do something. Okay. Gonna have to be super aggro here and hope to find a spot where Red Blast can punch through a lethal burn spell. A 0 lander. I'm going to mulligan this. I'll keep this one. I don't think I need this many Red Blasts early. It's kind of like 1 for a clutch spell eventually. Okay, Expedition Map and Mountain. Both cards I'm interested in. I guess, yeah, I can shuffle Oliphant. I'll just leave Map on top. I can Oliphant, play Map, and that'll be my turn 2. Preordain. Mountain Cycle, play Map. Just how we drew it up. They foretold a card. We are reasonably confident that it's Behold the Multiverse. I'll tutor Power Plant, and might as well get this Relic in. Relic's weird, because, like, it stops them from flashing back Moment's Peace and recurring their own deck with their win con card, but it doesn't affect the game very much in the interim. Hers is mine. Happy to see that. Just right off the top. That was the harder one to find. They're Cycling Lorien revealed. I'll exile it immediately. That'll show you. Murmuring Mystic. Hell no. Cool pivot, but no thank you. That almost got me. Filigree Familiar. Okay, now I'm a little worried. Now that I've seen Murmuring Mystic, maybe I should have kept that second Red Blast. If they stick one of those, I just boarded out all of my removal for it, other than the Red Blast. I am not going to cycle Oliphant just to cast Oliphant. It's not that important to have this creature in play. They might counter it even if I cast it. It might not do anything even once it's in play. So why risk losing a potential 6/4 body later for a 6/4 body now? I'm pushing damage, doing my thing. Growth Spiral in the end step puts Entangled Islet. And there's that Behold the Multiverse that we knew about. Shit, we're dead. Yep, bad news, everybody. I guess I could bust Relic and try to find a Red Blast. I know there's... No, I've shuffled. The other one's not on the bottom of my deck anymore. Okay. Yeah, this juke's going to get me. I was not prepared for this. I'm not super in tune with Pauper right now. I know the general archetypes and stuff, but when we're talking about a fringe archetype like Turbo Fog, and then also what specific sideboard cards it might have, Boarding Party is worth deleting an Oliphant for. That's a 6-drop that I would like to slam right now. Expedition Map. Not the Red Blast I was looking for. Attack for 6. They found the block. At least this will probably end quickly now. Taken 1. I'm at 24. Power Plant is just more of the same. I will attack with both of my creatures. Frantic Inventory creates a blocker. Moment's Peace creates a blocker and makes it so they don't have to block. The perfect rhyme. Wait, did I just slam an Urza's Power Plant when I could have made Tron with this map that's in play? What am I even doing? Did that happen? I don't know where I am right now. Someone please call my home health aid. I escaped into the community. My Frantic Inventory is good for 2 now. And a giant Weather the Storm for 15 life. I cannot beat this. I'm not going to make you all watch the paint dry. This Murmuring Mystic, I'm just not prepared for that juke. Okay. This deck was a lot of fun. It's really good against aggro. Just the amount of removal in this deck, and then you very quickly go over the top of what they're doing. Feels amazing. We felt pretty far behind combo, and I kind of consider Turbo Fog to be combo. Walls is definitely combo. Like, unless their spell is blue, you have no way to interact with it on the stack, and then once it's in play, your removal for it is all conditional or sorcery speed. With more experience, obviously, I probably would have known to bring in Relic for the 2 of the 3 matches I lost. I should have brought in Relic for, and then I lost to a match where I did bring in Relic. So it seems like the matches where you need Relic are the matches that are probably tough. Maybe we can just main deck them. I don't know where they'd go, but I could see Candy Trail. Like, you get worse against aggro, but better against combo if you turn like some Filigree Familiars and Candy Trails into Relics. I don't know, that's a meta call. That's not like a problem with the deck. I actually didn't notice or care that much that there were only 3 Minds and Power Plants. There wasn't really a game where I was like, oh god, if only I had Tron. Because this deck is playing some pretty honest spells up the curve to the point where you actually want Tron around Self-Assembler and Boarding Party. It's not that bad. That's a cool innovation, at least. I feel like this sideboard could be better tooled. I am generally pretty suspicious right away of 4-4-4-3 sideboards, just playing the max of a bunch of cards and then 3 of the other. I know we're not a deck with a ton of selection, but between Candy Trail, getting the Monarch, Filigree Familiar's a redraw, Boarding Party gets to Cascade, I feel like we can do a little better to address specific problems in the format rather than just like 4 more removal spells, 4 of these for artifact decks. Like, I think we could do better with this. That's where I would focus my energy if I was going to continue working on this deck. It would be on the sideboard. Sean, thank you for sharing this. This was a lot of fun. A fun departure, but also somehow eerily similar to the Mono Blue Tron deck. Always fun to play Pauper, especially with an off-the-wall brew. Thank you for sharing this. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon. I'll see you next time.